Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Recreating John Frusciante's Tone. Today we're going to be talking about the song Road Trippin' off the Californication album. Let's get into it. Again, a little backstory about the song and the album in general. John didn't have a lot of gear back in those days. Before he rejoined the Red Hot Chili Peppers, a lot of his gear was lost to a fire, and he didn't have an acoustic guitar on hand. But in this case, he was able to get an acoustic guitar from his bandmate Anthony Kiedis, who owned a Martin 015 guitar. The story goes is that this guitar was gifted to Anthony by Rick Rubin, their previous producer, who lent it to John for the recording of Road Trippin' and other songs off the Californication album. Little history about the Martin 015 guitar. It was produced from the early 1940s to about the late 1960s. It was Martin's student grade beginner level entry guitar. And again, it was the cheapest guitar that Martin offered at the time. There's no fancy inlays, there's no binding. Like, they really cut a lot of corners cosmetically to make these guitars as affordable as possible so that people can pick up and learn the guitar. But these guitars still come with the same Martin quality that you will find on their higher end guitars, which is why they're more sought after today, because they're more affordable. They're fun to play with, like with the shorter scale length and everything. And the all mahogany guitar just sounds very good in a mix. And these guitars are favored by a lot of producers and music writers in general. So much so that John purchased two guitars post Californication, and the Martin 015s that he purchased were featured on later albums. In fact, all the Red Hot Chili Pepper albums that John was involved with, like By the Way, Stadium Arcadium, Unlimited Love, and Return of the Dream Canteen. And the way the guitar was recorded was by using two condenser microphones, one of those being the Neumann U87 microphone and an AKG C452EB pencil microphone condenser. I used the Warm Audio U87, which is a direct clone from the Neumann, and I purchased a AKG C452. It goes back to what Jim Scott was using, was that like he likes to use expensive higher end microphones with cheaper microphones just to get a nice little blend, and you get buzz of both worlds, that whole good mic bad mic combo. And the AKG is what you're hearing my voice coming through right now for this video, and I actually really like this microphone. It's very sensitive, but it has a very dynamic, direct like line. Anything that this mic is pointed to is gonna get picked up, like no problem, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, which is like, that's why I had to buy a pop filter, because this thing will pick up my breathing, my hisses, my T's, my P's, my B's. But other than that, it's a really good versatile microphone. Most notable used for drums like cymbals, crashes, anything that's brass, that sort of thing. But these two microphones were used and recorded John about a few feet away from the guitar, because Jim Scott doesn't like to have the mics too close to the acoustic guitar because it can get a little boomy, which you can kind of hear on the song because it's more well balanced and you hear that more mid to high frequencies and you don't get that low end thump. And I even tested this myself. I did 2 takes. I recorded the mics a little closer to the guitar, and after that take I pulled the microphones a few feet back away from me, and the farther away you get, you don't hear as much as the low end, because, you know, the whole proximity effect. Whereas if you have a microphone closer to the subject it's recording, it's going to pick up a lot more of those sound waves, and the farther away you get, those sound waves dissipate and are a lot harder to pick up. But going back to John, he really liked these guitars for their shorter scale length. They were easier to play, they really sounded good, and he purchased 2 Martin 015s off of Norman's Rare Guitars, and he was accompanied by his guitar tech at the time, Dave Lee, and then those guitars were later fitted with a Trace Audio Amulet stereo pickup system, and that's what you hear when John plays the guitars live. The pickup system is going to be wired into DI boxes straight into the console, but you don't hear the pickup system when John plays the guitars on an album. And when he's in his studio, the guitar is mic'd properly, versus when he plays the guitar live, he is sending a direct signal out again back into the console. And doing a little bit more research, I saw an interview with Henry Trejo, John's new guitar tech, who says his new Martin guitars he got just before the Unlimited Love recording sessions, and the tour, which means John had to have gotten rid of his 2 Martin guitars that he got with Dave Lee previously after he quit the Red Hot Chili Peppers back in 2009, and has confirmed that those new Martin guitars are also fitted with the same Trace Audio Amulet pickup systems. But again, you do not hear the pickup system when John is playing on an album. Now, my Martin is a 1959 015 that I got here locally in Arizona off Reverb, and I got it for just about $2,300. Normally, these Martins go for anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 depending on the condition and the year it was made. Now, there is a caveat to when I purchased the guitar, was that the original seller said that unfortunately, like after the first 3 frets, like the thing just went dead flat, like almost unplayable. We kind of had a little back and forth. I wanted to check out the guitar first, and he was more than happy to accommodate that. But I didn't meet him in person, and I ended up just buying the Martin on the spot because it was the cheapest vintage Martin 015 I could find at the time. And I was afraid I was going to lose on the sale. And the first thing I played when I got the guitar was Road Trippin' and Desecration Smile, and it sounded exactly like the records. But then I realized immediately the farther I went down the neck, the more worse the intonation was. And I was thinking that maybe I could probably push the bridge a little forward to shorten the scale length so that it could get sharper. But after taking it to a few guitar techs here locally in town, I was told that the guitar needed a neck reset real bad. And then I dropped it off at a local music store back in late February, and then I got it back early May. And I waited very patiently, and when I got it, I played Road Trippin' again, and man, it just sounded so good. I will say this, the guitar does have like a slightly lower setup than I'm used to. I really like to whack at the guitar strings really hard, so it kind of buzzes, so it's kind of teaching me in a way to like tame my crappy playing style so that the strings can ring a lot nicer. The frets are in great shape. The rosewood neck looks brand new, and other than one hairline crack on the guitar body, like this thing's in great shape. And if you want one of these guitars, again, unfortunately you're going to be paying a lot of money to own one of these things. Martin does offer a 00 and a 000 variant. I don't know how close those sound to the originals. You can find custom shop 015 models out there, but they rarely make them, first of all, and they only make them in small batches, and when they do sell them to dealers, they are gone instantly, and then prices get jacked up. And if you're already going to be paying anywhere upwards of $2 to $3K, you might as well save up and get like a vintage one. But this is one of those guitars that I'll probably never sell. I always pick it up when I first come into the room. I don't have to plug anything in, I don't have to worry about cables. I could just play a really nice sounding guitar, and it's really fun, and I could just mess around with it. And I have a guitar rack full of awesome guitars, but like, it's hard to beat a good acoustic. There's just something different about just you and the strings, but it will be fun to just like somehow source one of those new Martin 00 or 000 and just see how they compare to this one. But if any of those, $1,000, $1,300 Martin guitars sound compared to this $3,000 Martin, if you could just get one of those and it just sounds the same, I honestly might consider selling this one and buying one of those and then just reinvesting the leftover money for more gear. But that's a whole nother video for a different time. Alright everyone, that's pretty much it for this video for this week. I'm having problems with my Marshall Major. I'm sitting on it right now. I don't know what's going on. It's like, it's just not as loud as my other amplifiers. I could just be tripping. Like I even tried switching the preamp tubes because sometimes those go bad. It's not really messing with my recreational tone videos that I'm trying to do right now, but I don't know. It only gets really loud when I have like a distorted signal going through. Otherwise, it's like almost dead quiet when it's just like a guitar signal just straight through it. No DS2. No fuzz, no microamp. It's only when those are engaged does like the signal get really jacked up. Maybe it's so loud that like I can't play it any other way, but I'm not stressed out about it. I do have the Triangulo Major hooked up right now. That's what I've just been messing around with, but maybe I'll feature the Triangulo in a recreational tone video. I did also get the new Triangulo Lab Black Pearl, the Moog 103 12-stage phaser clone, as well as I did also get the JFX phaser. Maybe I'll do a shoot out of those two if you guys are interested. I also got something pretty cool. A lot of you guys have been talking shit about my guitar playing, rightfully so. I'm not very great. I don't claim to be great. If you want to look at good guitar playing, don't watch this channel because you won't find it. Not right now, at least. But I did get a what's called a reamp box from Franklin Audio. This will allow me to take your direct guitar signal and reamp it from my Universal Audio Apollo straight into any of my amplifiers. And I kind of want to do a contest based on who has the best performance or who sounds the closest based on the guitar track that they record on their own. If you have a DAW, and if that'd be something you're interested in, let me know. Maybe I could set something up. I'll probably give away a pedal. Which also reminds me, if all of you can do me a huge favor and go follow Alpar. I sent the JFX Empyrean like that week that I announced the winner, and it got thrown away in customs in Turkey. So unfortunately he did not get the pedal, but please go follow my man because I feel absolutely terrible. There's nothing I can do about it. And I spent a lot of money shipping the pedal and my boy didn't get anything out of it. So Alpar, I apologize personally. But if you guys can do me a huge favor and just go follow Alpar. He posts a lot of John Frusciante inspired jams on his YouTube channel. And like that would mean the world to me. And he deserves it. So anyway, if you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope to see you guys soon. Have a good week. Have a good month. See you again next time.